Hi, my name is Rosa Moiwend. My father's tribe is from Malinta Anim tribes. We came from the southern part of West Papua. Our place is like one of the most affected area uh, from the investment on palm oil plantation and other form of plantation and logging company. But I also part of the set up a campaign called Make West Papua Safe campaign. So I'm one of the co-founders of the organizations, and we are particularly looking at the violence against uh, West Papuan. I'm also like particularly working with the Women's Coalition, West Papuan Women Coalition, to mobilize West Papuan women. Since West Papua is categorized as a conflict territory because of highly military operations and also because of highly interest area in investment. That means that so many activities around business and investment, which is also connected to the military policies from Jakarta to secure the business or investment since 2008, when we realized that we had a very high military operation in the highlands of Duga regency in the highland district, and we realized that all this conflict that happened between freedom fighter and the military is actually also related to the development project, like Trans Papua Highway project, yeah, to establish new sites of the minings on the gold mining. The conflict and the military operation is also related to the new block for the mining. We call it Wabu block, which is also related to the gold and copper mining. Some of the generals, they also part of the shareholders of some companies. So this is like a politics of the investors or an investment project in West Papua that involved some of the elites in Jakarta. So since 2018, they've been kicked out or being forced to leave their village and became internal displaced persons, and thousands of them actually left their villages. And we can say like even 6 districts in that area in Duga is empty. The situation of women and children especially is very hard. They have to walk for miles, and in the situation where it's very cold in the highland and no food, no water, and they have to survive. So many of the children and women have to go and find a safe place, while men normally stay in the village and try to protect the village. A school has been occupied by the police and military as their base. So indigenous people, especially women and children in those areas like in Intan Jaya, Puncak, and Duga is really affected. Even though we know that there is the existence of the freedom fighters, in fact that they're attacking people from the village. It's just like a normal villages, even the pastors, local pastors, like teachers and students. The military force, they came with very highly equipment, as if that was the conflict or war zone. Indigenous women, they are very outspoken. They will be the first group of the community who react and respond. So they will make noises and they will complain, why. They will talk and they will complain and they will try to find a way to go straight to the company. in the village, they know if something happened, and they will be the one who are very outspoken. And I think that's a good start. They started to organize themselves even in a small group. We work closely with a group of community from near Jayapura city. They are affected by oil palm company. So the company wants to take more land, and then women, especially the young women, they started to realize that this is a problem. So they said we need to do something, and we have to go and meet activists and human rights activists and human rights organizations, because we need advice how to defend our rights. So they started to organize themselves and have their own organizations, which is called United for Truth, because they want to advocate their rights as victims and survivor, but also to talk about all these violations against indigenous people's rights. And I believe there are some more stories from the ground, but I think those two are very, for me, that's very significant. Like people taking initiative and people think about organize themselves so then they can work together as a collective. I think we, as an indigenous women and part of the indigenous community, we have the right to self-determination. We have right to use what we have, our resources, to protect our resources and to defend our life. If this colonialism still happening in West Papua, then our future of the indigenous people in West Papua will be destroyed, and we need to stop that. I just want to call for solidarity from all indigenous people, community around the world, to stand together to fight against colonialism and to fight for our rights to self-determination. Hi, I'm Rosa Moiwend. I'm from West Papua, and I'm an indigenous woman from Malin Anin tribe in Merauke. I'm rising for the right to self-determination of indigenous people around the world.